Hello and welcome to the new Power Query tutorial video, and in this video I want to show you how a very simple functionality from a beginner's perspective as to how to count rows. Sometimes when you are importing the data set, you may be wondering like how many rows are really present in my data set, and in that scenario this function becomes really helpful, and I'll show you how you can configure this so that you are not losing your original data. Okay. Before that, just a quick information that if you have landed very first time on my channel, then you should know about this Power BI sheet, the Google sheet, for which the link is present in description. So here each of my Power BI video title is present. That way you can easily search any of my video, and then using the link which is present in column B, you can jump onto that. Also, as you can see, I'm maintaining the beginner or advanced or intermediate level complexity level, so just so that based on where you are you can plan your learning. And then you have the topic category as well, which I'm trying to populate, like whether it is DAX, data visualization, Power Query, what it is. So a complete help to you to support your learning journey. With that, let me come back to Power Query, and in the home, let me bring the Excel workbook, and Excel workbook is nothing but my Superstore dataset, for which also the link is present in description. So it's a dataset folder where you can find the Power BI folder in which the dataset is present. So it takes a couple of seconds because it is a little bit large dataset, like with 10,000 rows with many columns, so you can see, and you click OK, right? As you click OK, the data will come in a couple of seconds into this model or into the Power Query for. So over here is what the dataset is, right? And then in the transform, I have the option of counting the rows. So if I simply click on count the rows, what it gives me that it has these many rows, right? A lot of rows, as you can see over here. So, but if let's say we want to make sure that we are not losing the data set, so for that I'll just undo that step. What I do is I'll right click, come over here, do the duplicate, and then click on the count rows, right? That way, if I want to maintain the count of rows for a reference perspective, I can always count it. I have the data set over here, but in the duplicated sheet, I have my rows count. That way, it becomes really easy for me that as and when the changes are happening, I can go and look at what are my row count, and even I can right click and rename this and say sheet 1 or table, whatever the name of the table is, sheet 1 row count, right? So something very helpful for easy reference and making sure that from the system when it is getting the data, rows are properly added, right? So that's what I wanted to show you as to how very simply as a beginner you can count the rows and keep it as a separate sheet and always keep it as a reference for continuous validation of rows. With that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic.